What up, y'all? This is Vincent Michael, Finding Barbra, East Village, Tompkins Square Park. I'm rocking with New Wave.
No, they rocking with New Wave.
Y'all rocking with New Wave. And me. I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
Vince in the building, big bro, what's good with you, baby?
What's up, Bob? How are you, bro? Chilling?
I'm doing good, thank God, can't complain, man. I seen you was recently traveling.
Yes, sir.
You was hitting the bars, I believe. Where was that, in Colombia?
Medellin, yeah.
How was that, man?
Amazing. Amazing experience. Getting out into the communities out there was dope. I hit a few different spots. Got to meet a lot of people, you know, teach a little bit. It was really cool. It was good.
Dope. That's because I seen some of that. You were working with, like, I don't know, a group of kids or something, if I'm not mistaken. You was at the park, you were showing
that was
stuff.
just kind of like, that just happened. That was all organic. That
Nice.
was night one. We went out to go get some food, wander around. We saw the bars. We went over there, started playing around. All these kids came over, and we just kind of went to it with them for like a half hour or so, you know, just teaching them how to do like explosive push-ups and stuff.
And who was that you were with? Oh,
I was with Omar, yeah, from Bars R Us.
Nice. Shout out to the brother O.
Yes, sir. Brolic.
That's what's up, man. And Calisthenics, man. I met you a couple years back, man, and since then, you know, I watched you progress a lot, as far as an individual, as far as like the fitness, and then also as your input into the community and stuff like that.
Right.
Before I met you, like, were you into the calisthenics, like earlier into your life? Like, were you into fitness? Were you into sports?
I was always into fitness. I was always athletic. I played basketball, I played football. I've been exercising since high school and stuff myself. I got into the fire department when I was 23. So then I upped my fitness, you know, trying to gain weight, get stronger, to handle all that gear and stuff like that. And then in 2015, I got cancer and suffered a back injury. So the two things coupled together, I wasn't going to go back to the firehouse, but while sitting at a desk, I didn't want to, you know, just kind of wallow in it. And I've always been so active. So I stripped down all that weight training and heavy lifting and stuff like that. And that really drove me back towards calisthenics, which is kind of how I started. Like as a kid, you know, you do your push-ups and stuff like that. So I got back into calisthenics probably about 5 years ago. Was obsessed with the muscle up, learning the muscle up, started exploring the city a little bit more and getting stronger after a back surgery and really getting back to myself. And that's probably around when I met you, I would say. I was starting to kind of step out a little bit more, get more out of my comfort zone, try to meet more people within the community. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. You know, I didn't see myself being here, and, you know, just kind of by God, really, you know, they steer you. God steers you where you're supposed to be. So,
definitely.
you know, this is the next chapter of my life after the fire department. So,
how there were two things that you mentioned. One, the fire department. How did you get involved with the fire department?
The fire department, that was my pops, man. He was just like, you know, you doing stupid stuff in the streets. You know, we got to figure out what you're gonna do. I was making money. I was already living on my own, but he saw that the job that I had kind of had a ceiling. So he suggested I take city tests, and he helped me take a prep course for the fire department test at that time. So I took the prep course, jumped into the city test. I took a few of them. I took sanitation, I took corrections, and I took the fire department. I turned down corrections because I figured I might as well just keep being a hooligan and go there. If they catch me, why volunteer to go to jail, you know? And then the fire department called me, and I was 22, and I fought it. You know, my pops was like, you going? I was like, I don't know though. I don't think I want to do that just yet. And he's like, nah, you're going. And I stayed in school for a semester and I passed on it. And then the lady came back, the lady that was my investigator, she came back and she was like, listen, this is like a lottery ticket, man. Like, they could freeze this list, anything could happen. I know you're young, but you got to jump in. And I was like, fair enough. And I dropped out of school and I turned 23, and then literally a month later, went into the fire department. I actually have 15 years tomorrow.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Yeah,
man.
So it's kind of crazy.
And shout out to Pops for that, man.
Yeah, man. You know, sometimes, and my step pops, you know, is a good dude, man. You know, really put his foot in my ass a little bit and made sure that I didn't, you know, veer off course.
Tough love, man.
Yes, sir.
We all need it, man. Second thing was, you said you got cancer?
Yeah, I had thyroid cancer, so I don't have a thyroid gland. I have my gland removed. That kind of regulates your energy levels and your body weight, your bone density. So when they first took that, I dealt with a lot of fatigue issues. Very lethargic. I had a very big weight gain. Like, I had been trying for years to gain weight in the fire department so I could be bigger and stronger to hold the gear and everything. They took my thyroid gland, and I lost weight after the surgery. I went from 165 to 157, and then from 157 to 185 in like a 6-week swing. So that was a little journey in itself, you know, trying to figure out if I was ever going to be the same again. And you know, it was definitely a process, you know, sitting at a desk doing 24, 48-hour shifts. You know, it was tough, but found my way through it.
What the diet, exercise, treatment?
How do I deal with it?
Yeah, how you deal?
So I'm on a synthetic hormone.
Only for those who listening or whoever may see, you know, maybe it can, you know, help them.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I mean, I've always been relatively healthy, so when I found out that I had cancer, I was shocked, to be honest. You know, like, I actually blew off my doctor's visit, the follow-up. Like, I thought it was so nothing, and you know, I pulled up just to say hello, and they were like, "Oh, he actually needs to talk to you," and I was like, shocked. But yeah, I was pretty healthy, but post, you know, I really did start to reevaluate a lot of things within myself and my lifestyle and stuff that I was doing, nightlife and partying, eating junk food and greasy stuff, and it definitely gave me more value in life in general. You know, it's a blessing to be able to still be here, but besides that, like, be here and still have like the athletic ability I have, and from staying consistent and, you know, really focusing on, you know, the positive things, you know, I'm steering towards the light, you know, on a regular basis, you know, because I think that, you know, God is good and not everybody gets a second chance like I have. So, yeah, I definitely cleaned up a lot of things within my own life, you know, to help regulate those, you know, those fatigue issues and stuff that I was dealing with, and follow-ups, you know, so.
Well, from the time I met you till now, I know you have a lot of you have a lot of energy now, because you know, we hit the ball a lot, basically almost every weekend down in Coney Island and stuff like that. And from the time I met you till now, like, at first you didn't compete a lot, but you started competing freestyle and stuff like that. So
yeah.
How old are you, if you don't mind?
I'm 38.
You're 38.
I'm 38.
So you
and you know, spring chicken.
No, that's the coolest thing about it, though, because there's not too many people 38 years old that are still competitive or even still partake in freestyle just to begin with. Like, not alone just being. So what drives you to still freestyle at this age, and what gives you the confidence to go out and still compete?
Well, one, I'm a big kid, so I look at it like Peter Pan type stuff, you know. It's like, you know, again, I mean, it circles back to the cancer and everything, but it's really just, I just want to have fun, and I want to enjoy life, and I like challenging myself. And the fire department is a great challenge, and it's dangerous, and it's an adrenaline rush, and you helping people. And I found the calisthenics, and within the calisthenics, I found a game, you know. I feel like it's like level ups, you know. It's like boom, 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 you know. So, you know, when I got into it and I let go of the bar for the first time and re-grabbed it, I was like, ooh, I got a little higher, you know. And then talking to people that I was training with early on and everything, like, yo, you know, you can kind of do this if you really, like, dedicate yourself to it. So when I retired from the fire department, you know, it was like, okay, you know, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm already in the fitness community, you know, training people. I want to step it up a little bit more. And, you know, once I saw that I was healthy enough, you know, where I thought that I could do these movements, you know, I just kind of went for it. And I'm obsessive, and, you know, I'm up for a challenge. So I've just really been pushing myself. And it's funny you should say, how is it competing or being around people, you know, in like really competitive, you know? And it's funny, before the call out, the night before, I was surrounded by like all the athletes and everything, and I was just like, you know, in that moment a little bit, you know, it's like, damn, like, you know, I'm surrounded by some of like the illest people that do this right now. And you know, I was just like, well, you know, I'm a grown-ass man, and these some kids, I'm gonna get money, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go have fun, you know, like, ain't got nothing to lose, you know, you gotta step out your comfort zone, you know, and I had a good time. And I think that I kind of got a little style onto my own, you know, I take bits and pieces from different bar athletes that I like. I take different, you know, movements that I work on that I think are more geared toward the sport right now. But, I mean, the big picture for me is really just, I wanna have fun. You know, I don't know if I'll be able to do it forever, you know, so I might as well jump in the water now while I still can, you know?
No, I understand totally. The athletes who you said who you may take little bits and pieces of, who are some of these guys that may inspire you? Or just overall in general, like who are like some of your previous like motivators, like people who may have inspired you earlier on in life, and some of the athletes now who you take some, try to piece together styles to create your own.
Let's see, early on, I would say, I'm from Tompkins. I live in the East Village. I kind of look to Al Cavallo a little bit, like early on, the progressive calisthenic movements and stuff like that, and his brother, you know, kind of like just learning the basics of stuff while I was doing that. That was probably one. And then I used to scour YouTube, like for anybody. Just if I was working on a specific movement, I would go through and find the movement the way I wanted to do it, the tutorial well enough and everything like that. But in terms of athletes right now, one of my biggest influences is definitely Socks. Sock Soul, I love his style. He's like a b-boy on the bar. You know, I think that he's very flowy, you know, like it's organic, you know, and he's no fear. I've definitely picked up a lot from Bolo, going to the zoo. Slime's energy is one in a million, you know. I really like Bar Crazy. I think that I get a lot of inspiration from them. There's a couple people too that like I've seen like on social media. I actually become friends recently with Starboy, Bar Sparta. I kind of dig his style too. A little similar to mine. I think he's a little more advanced than me, but I definitely pick at his videos as of late a little bit. But yeah, that's probably for the most part right there.
You talking like you still plan on like competing? And
yeah, man, I got stuff in the I got goals, man. I got stuff in the bag a little bit that I'm still working on. You know, new tricks, new toys, yeah.
Cause they say you can't teach your old dog new tricks.
I'm not no old dog, man. I ain't no old dog.
I hear you.
That's it, Peter Pan type style, you know, just keep flowing, baby, that's it.
Nice, man.
So, yeah, I got a couple things that I'm working on. I don't know how long I'm gonna do it, but, you know, I'm gonna stay at it. I just caught, like, that inside 360 pull, so, like, you know, I'm obsessed with that right now, waiting for the weather to turn, and I wanna start adding that to my, you know, regular routine, and keep working on my statics, cleaning them up, getting a little reinforced with the statics for sure. And working on my handstand. I want handstand push-ups this summer. You know, like I got a lot of goals. You
got the handstand, so the push-ups is gonna come. You got the handstand.
Yeah, I want to get like a nice clean. I want my handstand though, where it's literally like, yo, can you do a handstand? And it's never, hold on 1 second. It's bang. You know what I'm saying? I get them, but I want them all the time, where I'm not even thinking about it. So, and I think that type of stuff, someone my age too, I think it permeates into your life, man. You know, and I tell a lot of these younger kids that, because I'm older and I see that, I have that perspective, you know, where I think that it says something about staying at it, you know, in terms of life in general, calisthenics, your job, your friendship, your relationships, anything, you know, anything you want to be good at, you got to take it serious, and you have to be consistent, and you have to hold yourself accountable, and you got to be determined. So, you know, I've been obsessed about a handstand for the last 5 years, and I'm still not happy with it. But you know what? If I watch those videos from 5 years ago, they're horrible. Yeah. So, you know, it's all, you know, it's all right there. I think that I got a lot for 2020.
Now, I believe you, and just speaking from personal experience, it's very similar. I didn't do this until I think I was 34, 35 years old when I started freestyling. So
you were more reps and sets.
I was always reps and sets.
Okay.
And then when I joined, right before I joined, I got involved with bartenders, and you know, I started doing a lot of freestyle, and
right.
I joined with bartenders, but excuse me, it's just me. You know, a lot of people used to tell me, like, oh, brother, he always tell me like, you too old, stop.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, like, I love it because you guys, you motivate me sometimes. Cause like sometimes me, like, I want to quit, but like, you know, you, Dante, there's a couple of guys, like, you know, you guys, it's not even that you do it, but you see the progression level of it, you know, so.
Yeah.
It's very motivating, it's very inspiring, and what do you say to some people that even, like, they may say, like, because to the people that they think they're too old to do this stuff, you know, like, or it's like they have a fear of, like, you know, maybe I'm gonna get hurt or something, because that's always the main fear.
Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, that's definitely. I'm very careful with the way I work on my movements. I think it's, again, just like in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't go out talking about things unless you know what you're talking about. So I don't go up on that high bar unless I know what I'm doing. You know, I stay low to the ground while I work on a lot of stuff. I really study mechanics. But for older people, I mean, freestyle doesn't have to be for everybody, you know. I think, like I said, in terms of the Finding Barbra runs, you know, that's an introduction to the community. But I think traditional reps and sets is important. It's a baseline for your own strength. I think women should have it, but that might not be for everybody, you know. Like, I like reps and sets, but to me sometimes it could be a little boring and redundant for me, you know. But I know I need it, so I do it, but that's not my main cup of tea, you know. But for some people that just want to get out, get into community, reps and sets is perfect for you, you know. But then you get a little stronger, you want to, you know, test the waters a little bit. You got that progressive calisthenics where you start branching out into that muscle up and that handstand and that flag and stuff like that. And if you're doing that and you're like, I want more, I mean, freestyle's there for you. And like I said, I think freestyle's a big video game, you know. There's never ever like, I can do everything, you know what I'm saying? There's people still, like, you know, doing stuff, like I'm watching videos like, oh my goodness, like, how many spins was that? You know, like, the evolution of the sport is so crazy. It's boundless. It's boundless. No, what's his name? He's from California. The tall white kid, Kyle.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, I just saw one of his videos the other day, and I was like blown away, man. Like, that explosiveness, he's tucked and just that's just fire to me.
The 720 or the no touch 540? Which one?
I think he did a 720.
Yeah.
It might even been more, to be honest with you. You look like it was two full spins, so I guess 720. Yeah, that shit was fire.
Him and Nexus are like the only ones I think in the States doing them now.
Yeah. It's funny, Nexus, the first day that I got my Swing 360, I knew that I had it, but I wasn't mentally ready, and I think the mental is huge when you do this stuff. And I waited for a nice May day, last May, and I hit it, and Nexus walked up to me out of nowhere. He's like, you need help on your 360? I just did the first 720 ever. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, my name's Nexus, have a good day. And he just like kind of walked off, and I was like, all right, you know?
Yeah,
it was pretty funny. Nexus, you know, but that's one thing about, you know, going around in the different parks and stuff like that too, you know. I've gotten to know so many people, you know, just from not staying to just my park, you know. Even just you, like, building a relationship, going to the beach regularly, you know. Like, I'm from Brooklyn, and I always used to look at that, like, I want to go over there. And my friends would, like, you know, what are you going to do over there? And I was like, you know what, I can't with y'all no more, you know. And I finally, you know, found my way, so.
Definitely, yeah. Man, you know. You mentioned, well, before that, people, but now, like, you help people, because I watched it too, because I seen you help Chris with his Swing 360. So
Chris
Clue,
yeah,
your boy Clue.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty dope, man. You know, and you mentioned the Finding Barbra, man. I remember when the Finding Barbra came out. It was a page. It was very informal, as far as an introductory to local parks, where you were given like brief summaries and descriptions as far as like what apparatuses were there, what you can do, and like site locations and stuff like that. You know,
yeah.
which was pretty cool. And now you've opened it up, and you also show parks that happen to be outside of New York and other locations, which is growing, which is awesome. But you organized something where it became like a community run, where you guys are running from, you know, you meet up and you go from park to park, and in between the parks, you're running, and then you have these different workout circuits.
You do a specific movement in each park, yeah.
When exactly did you start that, and like, why did you start it? What was the purpose behind it?
I started it 2 summers ago. This is gonna be our 3rd season going into it. I kind of came upon it closing out my career in the fire department. You know, I had been sitting at a desk doing 24, 48-hour shifts, and I was trying to figure out what the next step in my career was, because I had already been in fitness, but I let a lot of my clients go because I wasn't healthy. I think it was right to be taking money from people like that, you know, when I'm not at 100% myself. So towards the end of my career, you know, those final couple weeks, I wanted to test myself and see if I could run, because I hadn't run in a few years. And I left my bag at work and I went to the bridge, by the Brooklyn Bridge, McLaughlin Park. And I stretched over there, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna run home. You know, however long it takes, I'm gonna see what it is, see if I can run still. And I went over the Brooklyn Bridge, and when you get past the courthouses, I hit Columbus Park. And I was like, you know, it would have been cool if I did more than just stretch over there. And then I stopped here and I did something. And then I live in the East Village, so I hit East River Park, and then I hit Tompkins. And in that, I went home when it was like 5 in the morning. I was like, this could be something, you know, like that, you know, that would be fun to do with people. So that was like my first thought of it. And just getting outside of myself, and like I said, trying to see the different parks and stuff like that. And I had stumbled upon a page called, like, I don't even know, it's like Calisthenics something parks or whatever. And they're a park locator, but they let people put the photos up. And they're usually kind of, you know, blurry, or you can't really see what the setup looks like. There's no breakdown or anything like that. So I was like, you know, I mean, you know, Nike ain't the only ones that make sneakers, you know, like, why can't I make my own version of a park locator? And I felt, what better place to really start it than New York City? I mean, I think it's kind of like the mecca of the sport. So I've been going around and meeting people within the community, but also showcasing the different parks in all these communities to let people know, you know, you don't have to spend $100 or even $25 on a gym membership. You got these parks here, and within the parks are communities and trainers and freelancers and people that have been doing this stuff for years, you know. Like, I found out about sea moss from some 60-year-old guy in Chelsea Park, you know what I mean? I found out about Wingate from somebody in Columbus Park, you know. I found out, you know, about the terrace from somebody in Tompkins, you know. It's just always something, you know. When I was in Colombia, I went to a park in the barrio, dead middle of Medellin, and this kid told me about a park that's on top of a mountain. And me and O went to look for it, and we wound up literally on the top of a mountain with a bar set up like off of a cliff, you know, that like was probably the most beautiful backdrop that I've ever seen for a bar setup. And it was just from getting out there and meeting people and chopping it up and saying hello and what's up. And that, I think fitness is just like one of those universal languages, you know. I mean, you can speak any language, but me and you, if we on the bar or we on the P bars or on the floor, like, we all get money, and that's universal. So I just continue to progress with it, you know. The community's out there, the community's kind of been built up, and I think there's a wide world of bars out there to show people. And I'm realizing too that it's also showing people that there's other ways to enjoy a vacation. You know, I think it's good to be able to go out and reset yourself in a positive manner and healthy way, and affordable, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, go find a bar, find a park, you know, go for runs, experience that area and feel the culture, and, you know, eat well. Like, I mean, that's what it's about, you know. On a small scale and a big scale.
Definitely. No, I totally agree. For me, I know it can't always be, but, you know, I believe like fitness should be free. Not always monetarily, but, you know, free of.
That's an outlet. That's a therapy session.
You know, it's just, you know, medication.
Stress
like
release.
Saying, just go out. You
Let
know,
that aggression out.
Movement is medicine. There's no rules other than, you know, just taking precautionary measures to where, like, you'll try to avoid risks of injury and things of that nature. And but you guys have grown, because I've watched the groups grow from each run. If I'm not mistaken, you had done a workshop or something with Nike not that long ago.
Yeah.
They were out in the parks with you, so you know, I just want to congratulate you on what you're doing, because
you,
you know,
bro.
the community always needs new outlets, and everybody can't. We don't all live in the same neighborhood, so it always needs new people and new areas to come out and provide
100%.
outlets for everybody. And you know, you took a major step up, so we salute you and commend you for everything that you've been doing.
I appreciate that, brother.
What are your future goals, like, as far as, like, just in general, like in life probably, or just like with the fitness and things of that nature, and with the Finding Barbra?
Goals. My goals is a 1-minute handstand and 5 freestanding handstand push-ups. That's on my goal list for this summer. In terms of the runs, I'd like to do 2 probably, like an opening and closing of the season for New York, to continue to bring the community together. I think it's a great introduction, like I said, to the community, and I think it really softens up the sport. You know, calisthenics is rough, you know, and there's a lot of pride in it, and that's okay, you know, to be proud of what you're doing, and in a competitive aspect. But it's also to let regular folks know that y'all are welcome too. You know, like the wolves and the lions are the nicest ones, you know. So that's a goal of mine, is to continue to build that and show people, you know, that it's okay to get outside, it's okay to get into the parks are safe. And I think community is important, and a lot of people are getting lost in social media, entertainment, pop culture, and I think that it's kind of getting to a point of time where we need to turn that stuff off and focus on ourselves and focus on each other, because that's all we really have, and community really needs to come first. You know, historically, these parks and these squares is where everything bubbles. That's where it starts. So I think that the bar is a great tool to bring people together, like-minded individuals, strong-minded people, you know, determined, ready for that accountability and that responsibility within their community. So I just want to continue to build upon that, and really try to bridge the gap a little bit too within the community, in terms of bringing a little bit more unity. You know, the West Coast seems like it's all the way over there in the South, and you know, I think that, you know, we could bridge that gap, and I'd like to do the runs nationally and just keep building, man. It's just it's community on a real level, you know, and I think that it's important right now, especially in this day and time. So that's it. Just trying to spread the love, man, through the bar.
Gotta spread the love, baby. And what can we expect from you? What can your followers expect from you in the near future? What you got cooking up, man? Anything?
What are we doing? I'm gonna be in Miami next weekend for a little bit. I'm going out to LA. I might go over the Atlantic. Might head out to London in the summer.
Where you not going, man?
I can't sit still, bro. I can't sit still, you know. But yeah, I'm just trying to build, bro. Stay consistent.
Business, fitness?
Both, man.
Best of both worlds.
Both, man. You know, we trying to build out here, and I think the only way to build is to be about it. You know, you gotta put yourself out there if you want it. You know, nobody gets nothing sitting in a dark room.
All right, Vince, man, it's been a pleasure, brother.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. You're always welcome here. We look forward to having you
Love,
back sooner than
man.
later.
Yeah.
And before we send you off, man, is it anything you want to say? Any shout outs? Anything you want to, for the viewers, your fans?
We building out here, you know, just for people within the community. You know, I'm pushing this run stuff right now. I want to push and challenge some of the people in the calisthenics community to round themselves out a little further and get into that running. I know my man Primetime is running. Amber's talked to me about running. You know, Vogue is out there. So, you know, I'm doing.
Call them out.
I'm doing Mamba Mondays, 8.24 miles. I know that's a bit of a distance for a lot of people, but we could build up to it. I'm trying to stay consistent with it. Yeah, stay tuned. We running out here with that bar stuff. You know, I'm trying to stay as balanced as I can. So,
definitely, man.
Blessings to everybody.
Definitely, man, and much love to you. Best of wishes to you now, in the near future. And like I said, man, we look forward to seeing you again, man. We really appreciate you coming out, Vince, man. It's been a blessing, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate the love. And Instagram is at Vincent Michael, no vowels, and there's an underscore between the names, if anybody can make sense of that. And Finding Barbra is Finding_Barbra.
You got a YouTube page?
The YouTube page is Barbra TV.
Barbra TV.
Barbra TV.
How's it? How they just straight like that? Just Barbra TV?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. But again, man, most appreciated, Vince. It's been a pleasure. Much love, and we look forward to getting back out there on these weekend.
Absolutely. Sunday Fun Day, baby.
Sunday Fun Days.
Coney Island going to be lit 2020.
Yeah, Goon Squad deep as always.
Woo! Let's go.
Finding Barbra in the building.
Amen.
In the flesh. Follow him.